Happy Friday afternoon. Thank you for tuning in with us for another episode of Fermented Friday. I'm Jim. We're very happy to have you either watching live with us or tuning in when it's convenient for you. We're looking forward to a great holiday season with Maryland's breweries throughout the state. And we're going to be joined. It's going to be a really great talk. I've known Jason for several years, and I'm always happy to come across his path and chat about beer. So if you're a fan of Maryland beer, you will be excited to know that Jason is going to bring the knowledge and a lot of fun this afternoon. I just wanted to take a quick minute to thank everybody, again, who supported the BAM Collab project. We could not have done this awesome undertaking without the 4 host breweries and the nearly 30 breweries who took part in the collaborations. We hope that all of you out there who have tasted those collab beers have enjoyed them. Maybe you still have a few in the fridge. We'd love to see your photos of those. Tag MD Beer with the hashtag or hashtag MD Beer Collab Project. Both of those would be great for us. We'd love to share your photos on our stories. Other than that, Maryland's breweries are still operating. They're open for business. Every local jurisdiction has a few different rules, so pay attention to what's going on. Reach out to your favorite brewery and see how you can support them, whether that means you're ordering through Beer Me or directly from the brewery for pickup, delivery. Those are all great options. Keep in mind, some breweries are offering direct-to-consumer shipping, so look for that. And show some love to your retailers. If they have great Maryland beer, make sure you're shopping there and asking for fresh product. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Jason Williams. Jason, how we doing, bud?
Doing well. Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much for, on short notice, taking the time to join me. I very much appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So you and I, right before this started, we're kind of going through the oral history of Maryland beer. We both have backgrounds in some breweries with some big heritage in the state. We were talking a little bit about Heavy Seas celebrating their 25th. And I happen to be talking to a guy at the oldest extant brewery in the state right now.
Yeah, I might be the oldest guy selling beer too, but Oliver Brewing, started in 1993, downtown Baltimore, 206 West Pratt Street. Was a brew pub in one of the oldest buildings in downtown Baltimore for 22 years. Brewed on a 7-barrel English brewing system that all open fermented English style ales. English ales were very popular in the 90s. We grew out of the basement 5 years ago, opened up Shannon Drive. It's a wonderful old ice factory that we really geared up to launch beer to the public. We've worked hard over the last 5 years, putting out cans and draft. We're up into 3 states plus the district, and a little bit over 6,000 barrels of beer.
Before we started, we were talking a little bit about how Oliver has kind of seen it all when it comes to this, what was originally the second wave of craft beer in the United States. Mm-hmm. The focus on on-premise sale through a brew pub kind of model, the move to distribution. You've adopted kind of every single retail model and business model that there is for a small brewery. How's it feel to be in a place where you've got like a standalone tap room, you're selling beer over to the bar to the public, even though right now it's a little bit of a limited public endorsement?
Yeah. It's been a process, selling 7 barrels at a time in a busy brew pub. You can kind of make whatever you want, and that was kind of the philosophy when moving to the new place. You can, just make it and it'll just sell, but it's a tougher market out there these days. We were talking about how many Maryland breweries there are plus breweries out there. So, adapting to making things that are fun and bright and things that people want to try and then try again is really the goal.
Yeah, I recall going into retailers and talking about the number of SKUs that they have on their shelves, and when you're talking about kind of what the overload and deluge of beer looks like to some of these guys, especially people with 2,000 SKUs of beer in a store. It's like, where do you find the time to bring all this stuff in, and how can you show love to everybody kind of equally. So your product really has to stand out. Your can art has to stand out nowadays. And I think you
Right.
guys are hitting on all cylinders when it comes to that. So that's cool.
Thank you. Yeah, we've come a long way. We drink a lot of beer, tough life, but a lot of trial and error, and really trying to evolve on things that we've done, and how can we make them better is really the goal. We've really dialed in our IPA. Our IPAs have been doing really well, and really it's what can we do to make them better every time, and it's kind of where we're at right now as a brewery.
The Oliver Brewing Company, did it operate under each of the restaurants that was in that location?
So it was originally the Wharf Rat under Oliver Ales.
Okay.
Oliver Breweries was kind of the sign name, but I think it was pretty much Oliver Ales back then. It became Oliver Brewing Company in 2016 when we moved to Shannon Drive.
Got it.
So,
I only asked because my uncle was a chef at the Wharf Rat a long time ago.
and the original Wharf Rat without the brewery is still in Fells Point operating, cask ales and local brews.
Yeah, I recall. I used to live in the Midwest, and when I would come and visit my uncle, I came to the Pratt Street location. So when I started coming there for the old SPBW cask events, I was like, "Oh man, this is great."
Yeah, the good old days. The Cask Fest where you can go there and 50 different casks and pretty much all you can drink. It was a good time.
It was a wild ride. So since you guys have moved over to the Shannon Drive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since you've moved over to that location, kind of what's changed with the approach to beer and approach to style for the customer?
Really working on just brighten things up. We're in a basement for so long, things looked a little dark there for a while. So the new image is just bright and fun. So we've worked hard on this Be More line. We are a Baltimore brewery, brewing in Baltimore longer than anybody. And so kind of went after this Be More Hazy was the first in the new line. It's a wonderful 8% double dry hop Citra and Mosaic IPA. The brand has done exceptionally well. It's in a 12-ounce can. Kind of looks, there you go. So we've kind of really tried to assert ourselves with people understanding the Be More line, and then we've grown on it. So it's second in that line. We added a beautiful low calorie Be More Active. It's a wonderful take on a 4.4% little dry hopped hazy beer, only 150 calories, which is good for our pants line. We should all be more active. Next to the line this summer, we added in Be More Sour, which actually is the second best-selling SKU out of this product. This was a beer that was a collab with Manor Hill. We did some Inertia Creeps, Blackberry, Raspberry with them, and kind of took that and blended them both together. So it's a Blackberry Raspberry Kettle Sour coming in right at 5%. Great drinking, a little tartness, but the fruits are really easy and makes it go down well.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, thank you. Got one more on the Be More line to roll out. This is what we're gonna really go after in 2021. We redid Bishop's Breakfast, and now we call it Be More Breakfast. It's a 6%. It's a new recipe that we've been working on. Oatmeal stout, where you'll see CO2 12-ounce cans, and then some nitro versions of it as well.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Bishop's Breakfast used to be my favorite sniffer when I would show up to Pratt Street.
Yeah, it's you can drink a lot of them, trust me.
That's a delicious beer, and it goes down way too easy.
Very cool.
I was going to ask kind of about the inspiration behind the active. I see that there is definitely a movement, especially among millennials, to be seeking out alcoholic beverages that are not going to make such a big impact on their calorie intake or anything like that. And there are very few craft beers in the marketplace that match that kind of mentality. So was the goal to go after kind of a market segment that people weren't really thinking about, or was it really just, hey, we want something that might be more palatable and easy for people to drink when they're at the brewery?
We have a lot of great relationships with some local retailers, and originally this was a project for a summer beer for a retailer that wanted a 100-calorie beer, and we shot for what we thought would be 100 calories. We had it tested over at Heavy Seas. Thank you. And turned out to be 150 calories. We liked the ABV at 4.4%. And we could have watered it down and tried to make it 4% and maybe a little bit lower calorie, but the flavor and the taste of this beer is so great. We didn't really want to mess with it anymore. So we're excited. It's only 150. The retailer that sold lots of it all summer long, and we enjoyed it and created our own line out of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I also know that a lot of cyclists now are saying that they need that protein shot after long rides, and a lot of them are turning to beer. It seems to be the European tradition making its way back to America.
We hope the little bicycler.
Oh, well, there you go. Look at that.
Yeah.
If you're ever post-workout and you need a great beer, try the Be More Active.
Yes, thank you.
One of the things that has popped up with some kind of breweries that have a little bit of history and aren't necessarily brand new is having to adapt their product line in this world of, new release. Oliver Ales was this brew pub operation that had the ability to do new release by choice.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I were talking before this. You guys have 4 new cans dropping this week.
Mm-hmm.
Has that kind of background been kind of advantageous to the business? You guys know that you can put out new stuff all the time with a creative look.
We come up with a lot of ideas. It's kind of tough how we decide, but what space we have in fermentation, what room we have to add some of these boosts with the beer me to go sales and self-distribution in Montgomery County. These specialty SKUs, 20 barrels allows you to, do fun things and, flex some dollars, really. I mean, it gives you an opportunity to boost some sales to, help sustain yourself, really.
Yeah, it's a fun time to be able to put new stuff out there. And I think the consumer is a little more willing to take a chance right now, too.
Seems like everybody wants one of everything, which is good and bad. One can's great, but when you're making 6,000 of them at a time, you hope everybody drinks 4.
You need 6,000 people to take one can.
Correct.
So why don't we chat a little bit about? Sorry, I'm trying to go through my notes here.
That's fine.
Let's chat a little bit about your most recent collab with Mully's. Can we do that? Yeah,
for sure. I'm sure everybody that's listening knows Josh, Cindy, Jason at Molly's. They're a great family, fun people, and they make great beer. Like most of our collabs that we've done, I was just talking with Josh. He really likes the Tell Your Citra line, and I've always liked the It's Hazy Not Lazy line. So we just kind of met in the middle. We had our guy Mike at Drexler design a label. Theirs was 12 ounce, ours was 16. But this is the most aggressive Citra based beer we've ever made. The over 4 pounds per barrel. We brewed 40 barrels of it, and little Motueka in there as well, which was on the Molly side. They really like the Motueka, and I can't say enough about this beer. It's really, really good.
4 pounds per barrel is insane.
Citra's I don't know. My boss always jokes with me, you're putting Citra in another beer, and I'm like, well, Citra and hazy beers go very well together. So
yeah, they do. That's where the money comes from.
That's right.
I always remember the Sam Adams commercial with Jim Cook out there, smelling hops, going, "Oh, over a pound of hops per barrel," and I'm like, "Oh man."
Yeah, I mean, even with Oliver, when we first started, 206 IPA, I think was like 0.5 pounds per barrel of dry hop, and I just kept, over the last 5 years, we need to, keep making them smell better.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. So what's the palate like on that? Is it like super pillowy? Is it kind of a little bit more on the astringent side?
No, so we really shoot for zero IBUs. We go as low bitterness as possible. Really no hops in the boil. Everything gets added whirlpool very late in the process, and then so when we send it over to ferment, we hit it with an early addition of dry hop, and then usually 3-4 days later we'll hit it with another one.
With that more secondary dry hop.
Yeah. We've gotten into with our new releases, messing with the concentrates, the Lupamax, the Incognito, and where to put those in the whirlpool plus dry hopping. And between this one and the new one, we're really proud of the Incognito, the flavors that are coming out of it.
For everybody who's viewing right now, if you have any questions or comments for Jason, feel free to throw them into the comments on YouTube or Facebook. We'll get them up there and ask your questions or share your love for Oliver. Jason's got a huge lineup of beer. Normally we do 4 or 5. Jason brought the Be More line with 4 of its own. We've got all kinds of cool stuff to talk about. So this is going to be like a beer show and tell more than it is a Fermented Friday. He brought the heat today for sure.
I'm on my way to World of Beer. We're releasing GTA X Wasted. It's a triple IPA, 10% here in about 2 hours. So after this, I'll be heading that way.
Very cool.
I did bring it to show.
I love that artwork. I am a big fan of the Grand Theft Auto line.
Yeah, very cool.
So you guys are not strangers to collaboration. You've already mentioned the one that you did with Manor Hill. You mentioned how you guys got together with Mully's. It seems for an older brewery that's part of kind of the tradition, getting together with other people in the industry, learning about how process works and all that kind of stuff. With kind of today's market and how things work, does Oliver find itself kind of in the veteran seat or in the seat to learn about new things and new ideas from the breweries when you guys collab?
I would like to say we're in the veteran seat, and just a lot of the collabs we've been doing recently is the old dog trying to hang out with the young kids. We did a great collab over 4th of July, had True Respite and Hysteria in it. We all did our own versions of the Dream Team, and they're all quick little conversations with a little bit of idea and follow up. And the Dream Team, I thought all 3 turned out very well. The labels were fun and interactive, and really I'm just trying to show everybody Oliver can be fun with these guys too. So everybody that's collabed with us, I appreciate it as well.
Well, I think that's a great headspace to be in, because it can definitely be a challenge for some of the more heritage brands to still feel as though they're relevant in the marketplace today without a lot of effort. So that's really great work, and it's commendable that you're willing to jump in and get involved with those collabs. And that Dream Team collaboration, I think, was born out of the sofa sipping conversation.
Yeah, it was. That was. That's right. It was so long ago, and I mean, we just went through a pair of collabs with Silver Branch. So they did a Silver Branch Squeegee Can Man, which is our fruit can man, and their Squeegee Man. They made an awesome key lime pie sour. And then they're actually coming our way next Friday, where we'll do a Belgian style hazy IPA. So I'm looking forward to a new yeast strain. So
that sounds like a good time. I was just sharing a nice comment from James mentioning that he's a huge fan of Oliver and thinks that it's due to the great beer and the great people like you. So keep up the good work.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Well, since you've you want to round out on the beers and then go into the cider stuff?
Yeah. So
you kind of teased the we have 5 on it. Would you like that?
Yeah. So really, the follow up to Tell Your Citra. We talked about continually advancing products, making them better and better. Our next one was we have 5 on it. So we all know the original Looney song. We all had 5 on it, but this one, it was one of those ideas where we tried to think of what hop we could actually put 5 of variations of the same hop in this beer. So took a little bit of mind power, but this one has Citra Cryo, Citra Lupimax, Incognito, and whole leaf in it. So the levels of citrus and that come out in this beer is really nice. It's super soft, super pillowy, and super stoked. So this it doesn't even come out till tomorrow, but looking forward to everybody getting their hand on it.
Is that going out for full distribution, or is that at the tasting room only?
Nope. We make enough for distribution on almost all of our beers. The only ones I'll show you in a minute that we keep in house is just something that has so much fruit in it. We want to make sure that it at least goes from our brewery to your fridge and nothing in between.
Cool.
Second one, really been working on that 7% hazy style 7%. So this one, Amarillo and Citra hops, again Citra, but I don't always want to be so hammered, so a good 7%er is always good to throw into the mix. Came from a great idea. Kevin Pericky, who is our ops manager, him and I shoot names back and forth at each other all the time. This was one of his ideas, tune myself out. I didn't know whether he was, trying to tune me out or what, but again, Mike at Drexler really, really nailed the label, and the liquid turned out really spectacular as well. Lastly, for the releases, we do a whole line. It's called Fruit Can Man. This is actually the super fruited version. I got two beautiful daughters at home that eat a lot of fruit cups, and Daddy also eats a lot of tropical fruit cups. So this was our take on trying to nail that, and I think we did an exceptional job with it. This one has pineapple, mango, papaya, and we actually conditioned it on kiwi as well. The regular version sees 9% alcohol. This one, we only do 25 cases, brewery only, but we actually take each one of the fruits and add an extra box to it. It's live fruit, not fermented fruit. So this one's always good to roll before you pour it into a glass. And, a lot of people like to call them thick boys, but really, really tasty, fun can that's been doing really well for us.
Probably recommend for that.
Definitely.
Somebody named Josh Simmons says that he loves Oliver and he loves you. So
I love him as well.
Nice to see you, Josh.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't put on my Bash Bros hat.
Yeah, I didn't share with Jason what I was going to dress up as today, so we didn't match. So that super fruit can man, I can visualize and taste the fruit cup right now.
Oh man, it has a beautiful orange mango-y color to it. It smells just like you peel a fresh fruit cup, and really, really well balanced. Sneaky dangerous.
So tell me a little bit about resting on kiwi. What did that bring to the party?
Really just a big pain in the butt.
Okay.
It was one of those sales guys like, oh, let's condition on kiwi. I don't condition things. There's guys that do it, and 220 pounds of kiwi. Turns out that it's a lot. So we got these frozen boxes of kiwi in to condition, and when we had to pasteurize and do all these things, so really it turned out to be a big pain in the butt to do kiwi. But I hope somebody tastes some kiwi in it, because I don't. But nothing
so
like.
Next time
we'll save her $500 worth of kiwi.
There you
go. You
said that all those are releasing tomorrow.
They're all available on Beer Me right now. The real release, and so Baltimore City, since we do not serve food, we're not allowed to have people drink at the brewery. So we've been shut down only for to-go sales, which threw a little wrench in actually doing releases. So we just now throw it up on Beer Me to give the customer access to a red wine.
Cool.
But the last release that talk about old school, new school Oliver. This is an awesome beer. We've been making it since we've been at Shannon Drive, and this is the barrel aged version of it. So, Speed of Darkness this year spent 11 months in Bella Mead barrels. It's a little over 10.5%. This will go out to market here soon. We did 2 variants of it this year. If you get your hands on the coffee vanilla, we used a local ceremony roasters mass appeal coffee in it, plus a gallon of Madagascar vanilla beans, and the coffee vanilla turned out excellent.
That's awesome.
Also a gingerbread version of it that's only available at the brewery as well.
Very cool. Nice to see variants of some of those really successful varieties come out.
Yeah, figured if founders can do it, I can do it.
There you go, man. And you may have a reputation that people don't have to argue about as much.
That's right.
So
lots of fun beer.
And we've kind of been talking the whole time about pivoting through this whole thing, not only bringing up some of the changes you guys have going on because of COVID, but also pivoting the business as you've matured in the marketplace over the last 7 years. Gee, man. I say that with all love and respect. It's just like, my goodness.
I mean, really, 22 of those years, unless you went to the Wharf Rat or Pratt Street Ale House, Oliver Ales was probably not a thing. You know, draft only forever. So now that there's package where people can take it home, you know, you see the growth. You know, that once they enjoy it, you know, they try it again.
I was going to say there have been other market forces that play with what people are asking and demanding from craft breweries, and you guys kind of have an answer for that with a line of cider.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
So we've been developing Chesapeake Cider Company. It's been in market for about a year. This is our original crisp. This is not a back sweetened cider. It's fully fermented out to as dry as we can get it. We've run it through a plate filter to give it a nice, beautiful, crisp, clear flavor. But we are also fortunate enough to own restaurants. Part of Oliver's under the 206 restaurant group, and there's a lot of people out there with celiacs and that just don't like gluten products. And we have the ability to produce something, and we worked hard on it, put some great branding behind it. You know, it all around the Chesapeake Bay and donating back to local. So we're really proud of the product. We've expanded the line, so we have original crisp and an orange crush that's going year round. And then we've been able to do some fun one-off seasonals. I'm a guy that likes Maryland in our seasons, so this is our fall. It was a pumpkin spice that ran for about 3 months. Really nice, not overly spicy or anything, just nice light undertones to give you that little bit of fall feel. And then we roll into winter with an oak aged. So I'm looking forward to getting that out in the next couple weeks. Just a good dry cider with little undertones of vanilla and oak. It's really good.
I'm sure that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So how are you seeing the reception to the cider? Is it good? People love it?
Yeah, to get it in their hands, you know, is and really once you get it on the shelf, it kind of finds its home, which has been nice. You know, to launch a product late last year, putting together a lineup to really go to retailers to sell. We were really excited for, and then of course, you know, COVID hit in March and really, you know, hurt sales in the sense of we couldn't really get out and say try our cider, local cider. So Legends and Craft Coalition in Maryland for us have done real well. It's also in Delaware through Other Side Distributing. You know, plenty of room to grow.
That's awesome. It's a great segment in the market to be in, and
Yeah.
I think it's a great place for people to kind of learn about what your options are and what you can do.
Yeah, we've you know, also a lot of our local friends you know, don't have a cider inside their brewery, and not everybody just drinks beer. So A lot of the local breweries have been supporting it as well by carrying it and offering it as an alternative option.
Have you? Sorry, I'm trying to. Are you guys using local apples on that?
So apples seasonal are really tough. This is a new product we've been developing. So to get the consistency, we've been buying our juice from the Pacific Northwest. We're working on some kind of local seasonal. We would definitely like to use some local ingredients in it, at least as one seasonal or something. But we haven't quite developed it yet.
Very well. I appreciate that. And I don't know that I have many other questions. I know you've got to run and get to World of Beer and show off that can.
Yeah. No, it's been great. Appreciate Brewers Association. They really try to keep us as a community and support. Jim, thanks for reaching out to me to be with you today.
Well, Jason, thanks for your support of the association. As one of the founding breweries of the association, we always appreciate knowing that we're doing good work on your behalf. So thank you very much for that, and best of luck tonight. Can you let everybody know how they can keep up with what Oliver is up to and how they can support you?
Yeah, I guess Oliver Brewing. Hey, Kelly. Oliver Brewing Co.com. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram. I think we do Twitter too. I'm not sure. Anybody do Twitter? We can deliver to your door through Beer Me. Beer Me has been a great platform to get all Oliver Brewing beers delivered right to your door. So you can reach out to us that way, or Saturdays from 12 to 4, you can come and pick out of our fridge and take it home and enjoy it. So,
what is your delivery radius look like?
We're in all of Baltimore City, County, Anne Arundel, Howard County, and Montgomery for now. And as things open or close throughout winter, we'll probably pick select counties days to deliver.
Well, I'm going to have to plan a trip to Baltimore since you don't deliver to Frederick.
I'm in Frederick every other week. Just
well, maybe I'll just text you then.
Yeah. Please.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Jason. Drive safe down there. It's wet and nasty,
Thank
so be safe. Have a good time tonight, and best of luck with that. To everybody that tuned in this afternoon, thank you very much for spending some time with Jason and I. We love bringing these to you, these Fermented Friday chats. They're a very great way to kind of learn more about the industry, learn about the people that are bringing great beer to you, and we appreciate your contributions in the chat and comments. So thanks so much. Visit marylandbeer.org for updates. Support local breweries through Beer Me, through their direct ordering options, whatever they may have, and show your love to Maryland Beer. Have a safe weekend, and we'll talk to you next week. Jason, be safe, man.
Thank you.